Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Adventures in Collecting. I have
Hi.
new headphones, and
Oh,
I feel like I'm yelling. So please let me know if I'm yelling. The noise cancellation on these things is like ridiculous. Um, yeah, we're back. Dave's coughing.
yeah, I don't know where that came from.
Yeah,
That's
welcome
a
back.
fresh development.
Yeah, well,
Great.
I mean, it's par for the course sometimes with you. You're a guy who coughs sometimes,
Yeah.
aren't we all?
hmm
Yeah, so we're back. This is gonna be a fun episode. This is
hmm
an idea that kind of was inspired by some of just kind of the goings on around the internet. um
Well,
you
that
know
and also, we've had our previous drafts, and
yeah, previous
I feel like this
drafts.
is kind of like we haven't done one in a while. Last time we did the Warp Tour one.
Yep, also this is like, it's we're coming right off the heels of July 4th, presidents and American history and all that stuff, so it's just kind of something that was top of
hmm
mind. And we have a super cool guest with us, a returning guest, a friend of the pod.
We do.
um yeah, so we're really excited to bring him back on too. We'll talk about him in just a moment. But first, a little bit of housekeeping. So first up,
Let's just say he's the thing you're really here to see.
yeah, yeah, it's for real.
hmm
Um, but first, a little bit of housekeeping. So, of course, this is actually going to be like a 2-in-1 housekeeping situation, Dave. So first up is, of course, our giveaway. So it is the month of July. It is Happy Superman Week too. By the time you hear this, Superman will have been out, and
hmm
hopefully, everyone has
Hopefully,
had the
way
chance to
better
see it.
than what this is from.
Yep. But hey, still, let's celebrate the good parts of Henry Cavill Superman and some
Yeah.
really cool toys, right? By With this giveaway. So
I
if
will
you,
say this is a cool looking figure.
yeah, it is. It is. False God. The deco on this is really cool.
hmm
It's really funny to me that they chose to go with a cloth goods cape on this one instead of the rubber cape. Like, just
Yeah, I feel like the rubber cape would have worked better.
what a decision. But regardless, you can head over to at AIC_podcast over on Instagram. Look for the pinned post, and give yourself a chance to win a platinum edition Chase Snyder cut Superman. So
I'll say this: this is the only one I've ever seen.
yeah, yeah, uh, ditto. And a lot of people seem to be really into this giveaway. So if it's something that you are looking for your collection, head on over again. That's at AIC_podcast on Instagram. Look for the pinned post and follow all the instructions to win yourself a Cavill Superman.
I
And
forget where I even found it.
while we're on the topic of Superman, we'll also say that our next episode will be the next edition of Toys on Film. Um,
Yeah.
we will be talking about the new Superman film, which, as of the time of this recording, we neither of us have seen yet.
hmm
Joe, I believe, will be joining us. Voice of the pod, Joe will be back
Yeah.
to join us.
I'll say this: no matter what happens, I will see this by the time we record next week.
Yeah, that's the hope. And then also next week we'll be covering the annual Sweet Sweet event
Yes.
in New York City. So lots and lots of things happening in the world of AIC, and then of course it's going to lead right into San Diego Comic-Con and all of
hmm
the splendor that is the news that comes out of SDCC. So yeah, so I think that covers it for housekeeping, which means we can bring on our guest. So our guest this week is almost solely responsible for Dave's top figures of the year for multiple years running.
Yeah.
One of my favorite figures of all time, and some other really, really cool projects and releases over the years. He's got a new gig that we're really excited to talk to him about. But he is also going to participate in the action figure Mount Rushmore, which is the main topic of this episode. Where
well,
we are,
I would say this person is the main topic of our
co-topic. Yeah. He's gonna help. He's gonna help us with his expertise and show us his toy Mount Rushmore as well.
Mm-hmm.
But as Dave said, the reason you're all here, the moment you've been waiting for, the thing you're really here to see.
But here's the thing you're really here to see.
Yeah. And that is, he's our friend. He's your friend. Don't mispronounce his last name. Kyle Wlodyga, welcome back to Adventures in Collecting, buddy.
Thank you, man. I'm glad that I have this like purple light on to like even out the redness I'm feeling in my face from that intro. That was pretty spectacular. I don't know if you saw me backstage, just like, no, not me.
Wildly shaking your head. But it's true. It's true.
Yeah, it's fair. It's very kind of you. But yeah, I like co-headline. That's a good way to do it. And I don't have the ego to say that like I need to go first. Like it's a Mount Rushmore and Kyle's also here. I started getting targeted ads for there's a Alice Cooper Judas Priest co-headline tour coming up.
Yeah,
which is awesome, and I'm going to try and go because I got every chance I will get to see Judas Priest, I will go. And I've never seen Alice Cooper before, which would be great. Cross them off the see them before they die list. But I follow both Alice and Judas Priest. Alice and Judas, I'm on first name basis.
Yeah, first name basis.
Yeah. And the marketing is the same. Like the marketing images for the tour are the same. But on Alice's page, Alice's name is first, and on Judas's page, Judas goes first. And so there's like a little like someone didn't like, or they realized they had to do two different sets of assets for posting because no one would approve the other one going first, or I don't want to be like that. So.
And then I'm sure they have to work out deals too with like the venue, like which one posts.
So it probably alternates who goes first all the time.
Yeah,
Oh man.
I would imagine with Alice's like props and stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't honestly.
But Rob has a whole fucking motorcycle on the stage.
It's true.
It's not like they have equal level of production and props. I think.
I feel like Alice has been doing it longer, and I think Halford's probably at the point in
by what, like a year and a half.
It's not by much. Yeah.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
I thought Alice Cooper was like well into like the early 70s. Some of his stuff even goes back to like
Priest
the late
was like
60s.
what, 76?
I think they're technically 60 something. Okay, so Cooper's first album came out in 1969.
Okay.
Nice.
Well done, Dave. Well done.
Okay, you're right. Priest's Rock and Rolla comes out in 1974. So
yeah. So
5 years.
He's got a few years on him. I feel like that's
in the grand scheme. In a world where Black Sabbath celebrated 58 years, like 5 years is nothing.
It's true. It's true. So what? Now that you're a guest on the show, what Black Sabbath cover are you going to do in its original key?
In its original key, God. I actually agree with Tool's choice. My usual carpool karaoke Black Sabbath go-to song is "Hand of Doom."
Yeah,
so
that was
because it's easy and it's like it's not, there's not a ton of range to it. It's early-ish Sabbath, so he's like not like really trying to turn it up or whatever.
You sure you don't want to try to rip like Flying High again right now?
I mean, I could, but I don't think you can afford it. How's that?
Paranoid. Yeah. It's the closest thing to a punk song, and you could growl the high parts.
That's true. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Paranoid.
And you're in and out in like 3 minutes.
Right.
So for those that
I could do Solitude also.
It's a good one.
It's an easy one. Be real sad.
For those that might be a little bit
confused right now, yeah.
So Back to the Beginning was now 2 weekends ago by the time you're listening to this.
Yeah.
Yes.
The celebration of Ozzy Osbourne, his last live show with Black Sabbath, and it was literally like 9 hours of music. It was a very long show.
let's see. It started at 7 a.m. Pacific, and I was like, I love Ozzy, but he's not going on at that time, so I'm gonna sleep in a little bit. So I did miss Anthrax and Lamb of God and Mastodon, and like Hailstorm was closing, and the first supergroup was starting when I woke up and I started watching it finally.
Yeah. Some of the covers were interesting choices. And not necessarily in ranges that were comfortable for the singers that were doing them.
Yeah.
Sammy Hagar, I'm looking directly into your soul. But yeah, the one thing that I was disappointed
The Jack
in,
Black video one was kind of fun.
that was
I like
fun.
that one a lot.
That was great.
Lamb of God's Children of the Grave was incredible.
Yeah, that was very
Really
good too. The one that I was really disappointed in, I mean, Metallica killed it. Their set was great.
Yeah.
But I was so hoping that we were going to get Sabracadabra just because that's one of my favorite
Sure. Yeah.
covers of theirs. But yeah, no, it was fun. I actually stopped. I didn't watch it live, so I watched the replay. I stopped it right before Ozzy started the last two sets. Like I want to watch that kind of like uninterrupted
in its thing. Kids are in bed, lock the door, like nobody talk to me right now. Yeah. You haven't watched it yet.
I saw a clip of them doing Paranoid. That was it.
All I'm gonna say is get ready to cry.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's the part I saw.
Yeah, get ready to cry. So I will say though, and we talked about this offline, and I want people to know that I'm not completely just a shill. I don't think that Papa 5 picked the right song for his key, which is where we're kind of talking about. I love Bark at the Moon. That's one of my favorite Ozzy songs. Mm-hmm. I don't think it should have been him singing it.
Or at least moved it.
Something. Dude, something else. Yeah.
He like barely got there for some of those parts. Like he was struggling. And I mean, that's...
Sure. That said, I would kill for a Ghost cover of Diary of a Madman. I think it would be really good, and I think it would thematically match up with the kind of like the implied storytelling of the current era, where it's like he was locked away, separated from his brother for a few years, kind of very Iron Man in the Iron Mask type Cape Fear stuff.
Yeah,
and like Diary of a Madman feels like it aligns with that pretty well.
And see, I think sonically, I would love to see them do Mr. Crowley.
Yeah, so I was live tweeting it with my friend who was watching it with me, and he was like, "All right, Mr. Crowley, here we go," and I was like, but Mr. Crowley does get played at that show, just not by him.
Yes. Yeah,
but that was fun though. I just wish it was not a video.
Sure. But what we got with Bark of the Moon, with Papa on vocals and Travis Barker on drums, is perhaps the most Ryan Ting, Kyle Wlodyga performance of all time.
Yeah, and
the Venn diagram of that is like,
and honestly, the bring Dave into it as well, because one of his favorite bands, Living Color.
Oh
the
fact
So you have the CM
Venn diagram down.
Yeah, the CM Punk of it all.
The CM Punk wrestling, pop punk.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, when I saw Vernon Reid was on that, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Well, it just kept getting crazier, because then it cuts to like Nuno Betancourt, who's like one of the greatest guitarists ever, in like a very kind of vanilla band that every now and then they have like a really great song, but like for the most part, Extreme's kind of forgettable,
very unheralded.
But like he's one of the best out there, and it's like you look at all the people on that stage, and then like also just the funniness of the fact that like Danny Carey's drum set is like just set up next to them vacant. It's just, it was such a bizarre.
And then Chad Smith comes in, like,
well, they have that whole like drum off song where it's like literally the probably the three greatest like living drummers.
Whose idea was it to put Danny Carey in there next to Travis Barker? Like, that's just, Travis is an amazing musician, but that is so not fair.
Yeah,
like you could put Neil Peart next to Danny Carey, and you'd be like, oh, that's not great.
Yeah, it was.
It's like the three best at what they do too.
Exactly. That's
genres.
what I mean.
Yeah,
you have like the chameleon that is Travis Barker. The dude could play like any genre, whatever,
but mostly like punk and hip hop beats.
Yeah,
Danny Carey, who's probably technically the best drummer, maybe tied with Mike Portnoy living.
Yeah,
and then you have Chad Smith, who's probably the most underrated drummer out there. I mean, that dude is just like, he's like a session champion. Like,
I would put him and Matt Cameron together, like 1-2.
Or what's his face from the Vandals? Josh Freese is in that same sort of category
right up there too.
as Chad Smith. But yeah, it was an amazing show. If you are at all into metal, or even honestly just
hard rock, anything,
just like rock music,
popular music from the early 80s, like Ozzy had a huge influence on all of that stuff.
It's a nostalgic, like sometimes messy but very, very rock and roll show. So can't recommend it enough. Plus, if you buy it, it donates to a really good cause.
It does.
Which is Parkinson's research. So
and the Birmingham Children's Hospital, I think, too.
Yep. So definitely check that out. I forget the website. I think it's literally if you just Google Back to the Beginning, you'll find it. But yeah, while we're talking about metal, before we get into the Mount Rushmore, you're up to some metally things these days.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
So obviously for those that might be unfamiliar, which how dare you, Kyle is no longer with Super 7.
No.
But you have this super cool project that you're working on. So tell us a little bit about Carve the Five.
Yeah, so it's something I've been working on for a little while now. About maybe 2 years ago at this point. This is back when I was still at Super 7. I went to a show at the Whiskey A Go-Go in LA, where it was the headliner was a band called Satan, which is like a classic kind of thrash band from like the 80s. And they had like a touring thing with another band called Night Demon and another band called Haunt. And a friend of mine, Fabio, who I think we've talked about from ACBA podcast, not to be confused with the ACAB podcast, very different. We went for his birthday, and thank you. And that was a pity laugh if I ever got one. So we went for his birthday, and we were just hanging out, and the band Night, we wanted to go see Haunt because we had seen their merch and their logo was really good. And you ever see a bit like a logo so good that you're like, I want to know that this band is good so I can wear this because this is cool.
Yep.
So this was our first time seeing Haunt, and they're great. And then, but after them came this band called Night Demon, and they just blew us away. It was just fast and heavy and like good vocals, and like they brought this guy on stage in like a skull mask with light up eyes, and like he had like a chalice, and he was like handing it around to people, and people were drinking out of it. It was really cool. And I like texted Brian Liu, who I was working with at Super 7 at the time. If anybody who doesn't know who Brian Liu is, also how dare you, but he's like a legend in the heavy metal community. He like grew up with Metallica, took their photos in the 1980s, like while they were like playing at Ruthie's Inn. Like it's crazy. Like dude's an absolute like photography heavy metal legend. And I was texting him, I was like, oh, you ever heard of this band called Night Team? He was like, oh yeah, I like know that guy. He's cool. Like tell him like you know me. Like we'll say hi. I was like, cool. And so I go up to him and I was like, dude, like blew me away. You're so good. And he was like super nice. Guy's name's Jarvis. And I was like, yeah, I work at Super 7. And you know, blah, blah, blah. He was like, oh, dude, it'd be so cool. Like I want to make a figure like with you guys. I was like, oh, well, like me and Billy, like we should talk to you and like we'll figure it out. And so rest of the night went on. I like got his number. And then me and Bilu like next week like started talking about how we can like figure out how to like make a Night Demon figure with Super 7, because they have like these really great mascots on their album covers. Like Curse of the Damned has got this guy named Eugene, who's like all black with like an axe, and then he's got another guy in like the skull dude from the stage show is called Rocky. And he's like got this like big like wizard staff thing. He's just like, you know, skeleton in a hood. Like it's everybody loves toys of that, right?
Yeah.
And so we were trying to figure it out, and we presented it to Super 7 and all that stuff, and they were just like, I don't think we could do this. Like I don't think we can make like enough like MOQ on this or whatever. And I was like, all right, but like it happens. Like there's plenty of bands that like would make awesome toys that like, you know, the three of us are the only people who would buy it, you know.
Yeah.
So that's not a knock on anybody, but it's just how the business is sometimes. And so we told him, and I could tell he was really bummed. He was like, oh, like, yeah, I get it or whatever. But like we kind of kept talking or whatever. And he was like really excited. I was like, man, I want to figure out how to do it. Like, I bet I could do it like by myself. And I was like, oh, well, like, you don't need to do it by yourself. Like, at that point, I was kind of like, well, like, bigger idiots than me make toys all the time. Like, I bet I could do this. Like, I do this all the time for other stuff. Like, let me figure this out. And so he and I just like started working together. This was like 2023 in the summer. I did the concept art with him. I walked him through the process. I like art directed the sculpts and like got all of his approval and stuff. And I was very upfront with him when I told him like, hey, like I don't really have like a ton of like factory or like logistics experience. So like that's gonna have to be kind of like I can do factory stuff. I can talk to factories, but like getting it out of the country is something I'm going to like need help with or like figuring out. But he runs something called the Heavy Metal Store, which is an online retailer. Cause he's, in addition to being the bassist and lead singer of Night Demon, he's also the manager for Sirathungal, Sirathungal and Satan and Midnight and like a bunch of other bands, which we're all big fans of.
Yeah.
And so like he already kind of has like a logistics pipeline. So he was like, I can handle that. Like, don't worry about that. I was like, great, off to the races. And so we got everything done. We like start shopping around quotes, and it was just going to be, we were just, sometimes when you're getting into like toy manufacturing, like the right manufacturing, like factory partner makes all the difference. Cause like the quotes we were getting were like stupidly high, like triple digit thousands. Like
now when you say quotes, does that mean like for like the tooling and like the actual production,
packaging, everything? Yeah.
Okay.
And it was just way too high. And I like told him, and he was like, oh man, like I don't have that kind of money or whatever. I was like, well, we could kickstart it. And he was like, no, I don't want to do that. I like want to do this for me. Like I don't really need to make money off of it. I just like want to like do it. I want it to be like cool. And so we paused it for like a year and a half, and cut to, I guess this was last December. I get a text from my homie Pete, who most people don't know his name, but his name's Pete Gorel. He runs Killer Bootlegs, aka Phantom Star Killer.
Yeah.
Big metalhead, big metalhead fan.
Friend of the pod.
As well. Yeah. Pete texted me. He's like, "Oh, dude, like, you ever heard of this band called Night Demon? Like, they're opening for King Diamond right now, and they're blowing my mind." And I was like, "Well, yeah, funny enough, like, yeah, there it is." Like, I worked on their action figure, and like, well, and like, it just never happens. Like, oh, dude, like, you should use my factory, like, because I showed him the sculpts or whatever. And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "He's like, yeah, like, my factory's like, this is like what the price is," and it was like a fraction of the stuff we were getting before. And I was like, "What? Okay, yeah, sure." And so I got the contact info and like hit up Jarvis again. I was like, "Hey man, like I think we can actually do this. Like it's gonna be like this much, and this is like the quote for my friend. Like we need to get quotes for our figure, but it's gonna be this much." And he was like, "Dude, if it's that much, I'll pay it tomorrow." Like it's it's like that low. Awesome. So yeah, we started getting quotes. We got like a quote for it after Chinese New Year. In like February, and it was like even lower than what Pete was telling us, because it's a very simple figure. It's like all black, red eyes, and then you paint the axe like 2 other colors, and that's it. There's like 4 deco hits total. And so yeah, we made a figure. It's been a long time coming. It's been a very like kind of punk rock DIY type thing here, but yeah, this is and the timing actually worked out that it is the 10th anniversary of Curse of the Damned, this album that this figure comes from. Because if we had done this 2 years ago, it'd be the 8th anniversary. Like, who cares about that, right? So hey, people love double digits for anniversaries,
Yep, it's as my wife likes to say, even numbers. It ends in a 0. It ends in a 0 or it ends in a 5.
Yeah, 5s and 10s.
5s and 10s.
Or 5s and 0s.
Isn't 5?
It's not, but it's
okay. Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's available now. I think nightdemon.com or cursedam.com has a pre-order for it.
Yep.
It's $20, which is a pretty standard price. And then this is the very first one I have here.
Awesome.
So you can tell because it's like The blister's not on here. They forgot to ship me the axe, so this is like a random axe that I have in here that I just had that happened to be at the right scale. And then you can see the blister size is not right. So it's gonna be fine though. It's gonna be great when you get it in hand. Trust me. Great card art here on the back. This has the other 4 albums from the band as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and the whole Carve the Five thing kind of came from Brian Liu. Also got let go from Super 7 a long time, like in November of last year. But then also happened to go to the Night Demon King Diamond tour, where Night Demon was opening for King Diamond, and he knows Jarvis, and so he was backstage, and Jarvis showed him the figure and all this stuff, and I had not told Brian Liu any of this stuff, and he was like, "What? Oh my! Like we could do this!" Like it was like it. I don't know. He got really excited, and then he like texted me immediately, and like we kind of like decided to like form this thing together of like he's got like marketing and media know-how, and like he knows everybody in this industry, and like I can do the creative stuff, and like I don't know, we're just both super passionate about this, and there's like plenty of bands who like deserve toys that just haven't gotten them yet. And we want to like really focus on doing that. So
and I know, like, we can speak to it from our end here, like our friend Chubsy, who has an amazing toy store in Little Falls, New Jersey. Chubsy Wubsy Toys. One of his highest selling products are the music figures. And like when he goes to events, like he goes to like whether it's like a hip hop event, like at a brewery or something like that, he always brings the music stuff because he moves it.
It's like the stuff you normally only see in like record stores and stuff.
For sure. Yeah. No, and that's kind of what we want to do. Like we really want to just work with like cool people that we like, who like want it and want to do it and like have fun doing it. Like we don't need to make a ton of money doing any of it. Like Bilu's basically retired. I'm going to end up at another studio at some point. Like this is just the stuff we want to do to like keep ourselves sane and like have fun doing it.
Yeah.
So.
And that and metal album covers, I feel like lend the most to like.
They're so toyetic.
I was going to say toyetic AF.
To other mediums, anything really. Like So this is something where it's like, okay, this is just a like, black figure with red eyes and an axe, but it's still like
something cool that you don't have.
Yeah, it's still cool as hell.
So Kyle, where does the name come from? Where does Carve the Five come from?
So Brian came up with the name. It's a reference. There's I think it's the Mirror Woods album from a band called Acid King. Very like stoner metal droney type, go out into the woods and touch some leaves kind of music,
Yeah.
So and we liked it because it's like carving, like sculpting, creating stuff, but then like five points of articulation, that kind of stuff. Like we just thought it was fun. There's actually 2 logos on there. We're trying to figure out which one we like the best. But there's that one, and then there's the one at the bottom of that art there too.
This one.
Yeah, that one. So
let us know in the comments which logo do you guys like
which
better.
logo do you like?
Yeah,
and then
the yellow one definitely is like a t-shirt logo.
Well, we I don't know, when we were working on the logo, like we had a friend of ours do it who's like a great logo artist, and it was like, give us a bajillion options, because like to me the hallmark of a great logo is one that you can literally apply any color to. Yeah, it still works and it still reads. Like even if that Mets logo was like purple and yellow, like Laker colors, you'd still know that it's like the New York Mets or whatever. So
I think this one is definitely that. Like the yellow and black is very striking on it, but I can see this in any color combination and morph it to whatever product you're putting out. And like
exactly. Yeah, I mean it's in red on this.
Yep.
So
looks great.
Yeah.
Well, dude, best of luck.
Thank you.
I know we were talking about it offline, but it's great to see you immediately kind of like jumping into something. Your products, the stuff that you were doing, while you're at Super 7 is legitimately some of our favorite stuff that's like ever
Absolutely.
existed.
Well, thank you.
You know, and even, you know, I literally just got this like 2 days ago and got a chance to open it today. Such a sleeper hit of a, and I'm so excited to have it as part of my Oops All Donnies collection.
Right. Yeah. Did you get the other 3?
Nope. I just did
Donnie.
just
There
did
you
Donnie.
Go. I get it.
So
I know how you feel.
Donatello.
I noticed your Mondos in the back, however, are not just Donatello.
So
but I have just Donatello in the Mondo.
Nice.
So actually, that's not true. He needed a friend, so I got him.
Nice. Oh, nice.
Nice. In all fairness, I have to shouts to our friends at Mondo. That was a they very kindly sent us a set of the turtles to take a look at. So that's why I have all 4 of them. So
and the rich get richer.
But I got all kinds of like random. I got a little like loyal subjects, Donnie. I got all kinds of little Donnies here.
On purpose, you kept that?
I love all the Donnies.
Okay, all right.
I'm not. I am not a.
You should reorder the the turtles that you have in your background. Donnie should be on screen all the time.
He should be.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised.
Well, I have him on the other side because it's the first one I see when I walk into the room. So it's
that sounds pretty selfish of you, actually.
I did it that way for a reason.
Sure, but now I have to look at Leonardo.
Here, you know what?
I mean, I have my favorite turtle.
And we'll do this.
Hey, there you go.
Hold on.
If you know, you know.
Old man Mikey.
Yep.
There you go. Ready?
Much better. Yeah.
We're gonna fix this right now.
Well, I like Raph. Don't keep Leo there.
We're gonna fix this right now.
Thank you.
There we go.
Just all right.
Hold on.
Throw that one in the trash. There you go.
Hold on. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it right. We're gonna put the 2 that belong next to each other here.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you always pair Mikey with Donnie?
Yep. Because it's my two loves, technology and pizza.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay.
So machines and food.
See, I always pair Donnie with Raph because like you can't pair Raph and Leo. They're just gonna fight.
That's the whole point. Just let them stay over there and fight each other, and we'll just do computers and pizza. It'll be great.
Perfect.
I mean, spoiler alert and we just talked about it, but for a comic book that's been out for ages,
like 10 years now, it's not...
When I found out who was the last one standing, I felt justified for years.
He's the youngest brother.
It has been a long time since a comic book has made me gasp out loud.
Yeah,
I managed to stay like spoiler free.
I did
The Last Ronin, and when I first got to that point, it was an audible like. I knew it wasn't going to be Raph because that was too obvious.
Yeah,
but like, I gasped out loud. Like I was
for sure an oh shit moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gasped and then I was like, "It's my guy."
So it's so funny. You know, I have the hardcover of it, and I was reading through it, and my daughter was like, "Can I read that?" I was like, "Let me get to the end first." And then like I warned her, I was like, "This isn't like the Ninja Turtles you're used to seeing." And she's like, "No, I still want to read it." She gets to the point like the first flashback, and she was like, "Nope, I don't want to do this." It's like it's okay. You can revisit it later.
The first one's with Raph, right? That's the whole point of the NECA figure. First of all, Raph. Yeah,
yep. And it's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. All right. Turtles. So I think it's time. Turtles are actually a good segue. I have a feeling we're going to be talking a little bit more about turtles as we progress through this episode.
I agree.
But so the concept here is a action figure Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
So 4 action figures. These are our personal Mount Rushmores. So they may involve a little bit of history. They may be stuff that's a little more contemporary. It's the way that we would rank to us the 4 most important action figures to our, like our aesthetic, our development as collectors, our development as in throughout fandoms. I
looked at it as like my lifetime basically.
Yeah. Same. So I had an issue when I first put this together, like, and I'll just throw this out there. Like the first one that I did, I looked at it and I was like, this doesn't represent me. this represents my perception of like the toy industry. So I threw that one out.
Oh, I did three. I did three
Okay.
Mount Rushmores because I also had that issue. So I did a professional one, which is like stuff I've done. I did a toy history one because I feel like, and I think that leans into what you're talking about, like the
Yeah.
industry as a whole. And then later I did the personal one, and it was like I was trying to think. I was like, okay, like what does Mount Rushmore stand for? Like, why is it there? Whatever, other than to just marginalize people who are already marginalized. But I feel like we have to, as three white dudes on a podcast,
Yes.
we have to at least recognize that once, so
Absolutely.
that we're not put into the Joe Rogan category.
Correct.
So,
100%.
Thank you for biting that bullet for us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We would have gotten.
What are they going to do? Fire me? Yeah, nothing to lose at this point. So, but then it was like, okay, so like, what is it? And so I realized that it was like, okay, like the Mount Rushmore needs to be like, what are the like founding fathers of like the things that like I collect? What are the things that I had as like kids or like even young adults that like informed all the shit around me now?
So mine,
sort of.
Yeah.
I actually did. Mine is effectively, I'll say, three things. It's really hard to put this into words. One of them is a very new thing, like a thing that I just got and have wanted my entire life, to the point where had there been a toy Mount Rushmore, I would have been up there as an old man, like recarving a face in order to change. But then the other three things are kind of old. One of them is like somewhere in between, but like two of them are old. And I'm actually really, really excited because I have everything. Like I actually have the physical things here. If you don't, that's okay.
I only have
one.
I only have one of them, and it's a bitch to get out.
So don't. We have the ability to screen share. I will Google while you're talking.
One I know for a fact does not basically disintegrated.
Am I going to be able to Google it?
Like all of them disintegrated, or yours disintegrated?
Mine, my personal one, disintegrated.
Okay, so all right, Dave? I think as the elder statesman of the group here, I think you should go first with your four. So also just some ground rules of how this is going to go. We're going to all do our four and then discuss. We're not going to do like the whole round robin thing because it's a single entity.
Yeah,
the
person's going to go. Person's going to go, and then we'll discuss.
Yes, and then we'll discuss the four.
Go.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So Dave,
and one of mine, I'm actually going to make a decision here, and I think just based off of what I just said, I might have already made it.
Okay.
Let me real quick open my window. It is so goddamn hot in here.
All right,
in here. Hold on.
Kyle's gonna open his window, and I'm gonna take a drink of water.
Well, I guess I don't want to go into too much depth about my decision process, but this one was actually very quick.
Like in terms of finding your four, like it came very quickly for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went through so many. I had that
to the point where I had a fit. Like I was like, oh no, wait a minute, this should be there instead.
So. Again, I had that issue where I was kind of iterating and realized, like, I'm gonna end up doing something that doesn't really represent me. Mm-hmm. And I can even when we get to my list, I can discuss that. But
I would say if you want to talk about that historic one, we could talk about it at the end because remember I gave you one too, and I was like, how is this not on there?
Yeah, it's going to be, and I think they would be very similar for all of us too. Like, truthfully, if we tried to like represent the industry, as a whole. But Dave, that's enough. That's enough conjecture.
Yeah.
You let us hear your list. Your Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. So this, there's 3 on here that I had absolutely no problem like coming up with, and then the last one is actually the one where I was like, nah. So there were 2 other things where I'm like, well, no, I already have that somewhere else, and then, and this one to me is more.
Yeah, there's not allowed legendary. To be more than one monument to one thing. Obviously.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go first off. Like the first kind of toy I remember having and like flipping out over. And Eric can vouch for this because he's seen the old kind of home movies of it.
It looks like he's already Googling it. Like he already knows what it is.
So we're going Mattel Masters of the Universe He-Man.
Yep.
OG He-Man. Like,
yeah.
I mean, that was... I just, flipped out. Like, there was a Christmas where I got a whole bunch of He-Man and just, like, a whole bunch of Masters figures and flipped out, like, with each subsequent one.
Sick.
Like, oh, it's Battle Cat. Oh, it's... Yeah.
Like the like battle armor one and like the regular
eventually,
one
yeah.
like all of it. Yeah, cool.
But
There
OG regular Motu He-Man was like my go-to forever.
And I will say, like, I think he belongs on the global.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, he would have.
I didn't put him on my global one, even though I probably should have. So.
But yeah, I
he
mean,
made my global one.
Yeah. Great choice, Dave.
Yeah,
thank you.
Look at those mold lines. They don't make them like they used to.
Nope. And then like think about all of like if you talk about like the influence of this, right? Like all of the figures that this body and design influenced and continue to influence.
I mean, we got a movie coming out soon. Like,
but I just mean in terms of just figure design. I mean, you still have forget like Motu Origins, like all the Remcos, everything that kind of ran on this body design effectively. Yeah. His 16 pack. Hair is decidedly not fucked on this, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
That bowl haircut, kind of. All right, so number 2. This one I had a problem with because I decided what I decided, because even though there is a figure that I think would probably more represent my excitement as a kid, I decided to pick someone else with intention.
Okay.
And of course, we were talking about the LJN Wrestling Superstars line. I went with Macho Man Randy Savage. It's an iconic like mold. Like if you saw that figure just like backlit and couldn't see any detail on it, you would know what it was.
I think that
hands,
is true.
The arms up, like
yep.
He's got the glasses. He's got the headband.
There he is. Yeah,
the
1
3
hand
stars.
open. Yeah.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Like absolutely iconic. And this one's about as worn as yours too.
Yeah. A lot of
is this the one that disintegrated?
Delivered. No. The next one is the one that disintegrated.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you'll know why once you hear what it is. But yeah, I mean, Macho Man. I think the other reason I went with Macho Man too, more so as a kid, he was the first autograph I ever had.
Yeah, what a wild
That's
story.
A story too. My dad bumping into if you're in this situation, I feel like it's the only time you should talk to wrestlers in an airport. If you're literally either coming off the plane with them or bump into them in the airport while they're going to their next flight, like, don't be a weirdo and wait at the baggage carousel. Like,
yeah,
with a stack of pops to sign.
Yeah.
But yeah, my dad ran into Randy Savage
amazing
while he was looking for a connecting flight.
Good on your dad for recognizing Randy Savage.
It was Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth were together.
Wow. But just like in their regular clothes. I'm guessing he wasn't in his entrance gear while he traveled.
No, but I feel like this is a man who you knew this guy was somebody. And
yeah, fair enough.
Okay, it's kind of hard to miss.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, who are we going to next?
So next one is a toy line that I collected. It's probably the toy line I have the most toys of, aside from maybe wrestlers.
Okay.
Because it was just a toy you could have many of. And it's a toy line that I wish I would collect now because I would have just as many of them now, except they're considerably larger now and take up way more space. And this is one of those ones where I was actually going to make the decision while I was talking this through. But I'm choosing who I remember as being the first figure I had. And it turns out it was like a Series 1 figure. Except I think I had the arms that moved. So it was like Series like 1.5.
Okay.
So I'm going Hasbro, G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, Breaker.
Oh my goodness.
Breaker with the beard and the
and the C grips that are shattered.
Like, this dude just fell apart because it was the first G.I. Joe I had, and eventually he just like legs came off and like the O-ring definitely snapped.
The funny thing is, I know exactly where the pieces are for your figure, for this figure, for your original one.
Like because it got used so much that like it looked like that, but like the body, torso, and legs were separated. I was between Breaker, Destro, and Duke. Shout outs to Duke and Destro.
Yeah.
But my second favorite LA based tag team. But yeah, it's Breaker. Like, not to mention he kind of looks like Dad a little. Like,
okay, I could see it. Man, my Mount Rushmore I think is gonna piss a lot of people off.
So this is my weirdo pick, but like this was my first G.I. Joe.
You are so far your list speaks to your childhood and like your developmental things very, very clearly. Like this all tracks very, very much so.
Then this one should come as no surprise.
All right, what's your last on your? Meanwhile, shouts to Breaker, like Breaker fans out there. Breaker getting some love.
I always like when I love Breaker. Like he's such a Star Trek red shirt, and that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. So, last but certainly not least.
Okay.
I was like, this has to be represented. Like, it would be represented on a main one anyway. But round my youth, things were wrapping up somewhat in a certain series, and
I'm already typing Kenner.
And these were still aplenty in like the 84, 85, 86 era. To the point where you wish you could go into a time machine, walk into a Toys R Us in 1985 and get these figures. So Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Of course, Luke Skywalker, the most popular figure in the line, as a blonde kid with a bowl haircut.
He felt very seen.
I felt very seen. I wanted to be Luke Skywalker. Yeah.
Yeah, it's shouts to our cousin Mike, who still has one of these on card somewhere.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, he had one of those situations where like one of those like classic, you wrote it in a movie, like his mom bought him one and like forgot that she bought him one. Found it in a for like Christmas and found it in a closet like 20 years later.
Dang.
And
it's probably
I think it was longer than 20 years later.
With the yellow blister and everything.
I mean, it was in a closet, so who knows?
It was in a closet in Queens.
Yep.
They weren't making those blisters they moved with good stuff Island. Back then.
No.
So they still don't.
No.
But yeah, I nearly lost that lightsaber so many times.
I just love that it's just a sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. Just a sword. Just a nice green sword.
I think I've seen those toothpicks at restaurants before.
Yeah, I've had it in a cocktail.
Yeah.
Cocktail saber.
There you go. How is that not a thing?
That should be a thing at Galaxy's Edge. What are they doing?
I don't know.
No, great picks, Dave. All very
and even
solid.
like the older ones I thought were cool because the lightsaber came through the hand. Like it was in his arm.
Yep.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, nothing questionable there on any of those picks.
Yeah.
Very, very,
All solid.
very solid list.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Kyle, I will give you the choice. Would you like to go next, or would you like to go last?
It doesn't really matter. It's not like the draft you did with Ryan or anything.
No, it's just a matter of whether you want to talk about it now or you want me to talk about mine.
I'll go last, so it looks like you guys had all the original ideas.
You know what? We should do an Ozfest draft at some point.
I for sure would do an Ozfest draft with you.
That would be great.
We're running out of ideas for reasons to have me on, so that.
And you know what?
Out of the fourth one,
we could do that with we could see if maybe we can get BMAC too.
I would love to do something with BMAC because BMAC and I owe BMAC a lot. Homie sent me a Slayer patch that I put on to like a new vest recently. So can we talk about this Cold Slither concert for a second?
Which my God, yeah.
Perhaps the most BMAC thing that ever BMAC'd.
Yep.
Ever.
Shouts to BMAC for BMACing it up.
Yeah,
that's right. BMACing himself. I'm stoked.
Shouts to BMAC for always being BMAC.
Yeah,
that's right.
For real.
I'm gonna go. I'm excited. I got my tickets. I'm gonna be
very jealous.
I'm very excited.
Nice.
So, you guys aren't going this year?
Not this year.
Devastated.
This year. Maybe next
Devastated.
year.
This is the one year I'm not working. We can actually party for once.
Maybe next year will be the year.
You should change those plans.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. So if it's my turn, then mine's gonna be really easy. It's just one figure 4 times. It is Art Adams Godzilla. Just 4 times.
Will get you nowhere. Thank you.
No. So I will say I'll talk about my struggle. Right. So no joke. This was on one of my drafts.
Sure.
Because part of the way that I looked at this was, what do I think are the best, most representative things of the things that I love to collect, right? So, like,
sure,
my first list was like Super 7 Art Adams Godzilla. This is the greatest Godzilla figure that has ever existed. I will not be taking any questions. Like, it is by far the greatest Godzilla figure that's ever been made. And then it's like, okay, Batman. I love Batman. Do I put Mafex Batman on there? Like a figure that I got like a week ago.
Yeah. Kenner superpowers Batman.
That's the hard part with top 10 lists too, is the recency bias is so real.
And it's like, arguably, like, in this scale, has there ever been a better Batman figure? And I don't think so.
I think so, and it's the black version of that one. It's the same thing.
Fair.
The cape is smaller. It's a little bit easier to handle.
Yeah. But like, okay, so I threw that out, right? And then we talked about doing like the one that like represents the industry and history as a whole, threw that out. So mine is now this kind of like half and half thing, the way that I look at it. I have 2 things that represent my childhood and 2 things that represent things that I wish I had when I was a kid and that have like a significance to me. Like, this is my collector's DNA as a Mount Rushmore. And I'm just going to rip through these kind of quick here. So like, my first one is the thing, and this is still my original one, the relaunch of Star Wars, the 90s Kenner, Darth Vader, Power of the Force with the long lightsaber. I got the one with the long lightsaber.
Come with me if you want a lift
poster
over here.
Movie poster lightsaber.
You know, these figures, this first wave of Power of the Force in 1995 or 1996. I still have my originals of all of these. They're in fairly great shape, even given the fact that I played with them a crazy amount. They're all juiced. But this Darth Vader in particular, like, this thing, and Dave can attest to this went everywhere with me. Him and Luke, I mean, they went
very
everywhere.
Similar to my Jedi figures.
And this is going to be a quick segue into my number 2, but if it wasn't a Darth Vader that went with me everywhere, it was a Kenner Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And the Arctic Batman, for whatever reason, I think part of the reason why I loved this one so much, and pick a Batman from this era, it was this figure repainted, right? There was no other Batman that looked like this, like with the white and the gold, and I thought this Batman was just the coolest. And you know, the fact that the cape came off and there was accessories and play sets, but these Kenner Batman figures from like the Batman Returns era specifically, this was my Batman.
It's
Like
kind of
this,
insane you still have the cape though, too, which is cool.
this is I had 2 Arctic Batmen growing up. One does not look like this.
Right. Yeah.
This
Shoot
was
ears.
yeah, this was the one that like basically stayed in like the vehicle, or I would leave this in the Wayne Manor as like
Yeah.
the like special, like, oh, he's got to run and put his special suit on sort of thing. Like this was like display Batman.
There was a point where they made like a navy blue and gray one that was like closest you were gonna get that I had. That was a display one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The gold one with
It
the
was like a midnight blue.
you know,
Yeah.
there were so many different variations of that Batman.
There was a green one.
I also to this day cannot
Camo.
believe how good the Keaton likeness is on this.
Yeah.
Like
it's all in the lips, which
Yep.
is pretty
Mhm.
pretty insane. Yeah.
Yep.
The fact that cape clip though, even to this point, like hasn't snapped.
I
Yeah.
would be very afraid to try and taking it off, and I'm not going to.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
So we're just gonna, and he's even not that like he's a little. You can kind of see he's a little wiggly, and he's his
They all
heels
were-
are a little worn, but
They were, though.
he's got some kind of marker on his leg. I don't know if that's coming through on camera, but he's got
Authentic battle.
Oh yeah,
Dandies.
like a little highlighter.
some little pink marker on his leg. But yeah, so he's always on my desk, never far from me. And
Yeah.
Darth Vader, I knew exactly where he was. He was easy enough to grab. So that takes us to the more modern thing. So when we started doing Adventures in Collecting, I had completely fallen out of love with wrestling for a long time, like for a very long time.
Can confirm.
I actually like missed Cena's entire run for the most part. Like ruthless aggression was like not a thing that I paid attention to. So when we started doing Adventures in Collecting and we started making friends and we started doing, you know, toy photography, I was like, I need a wrestling figure for scaling purposes.
Yeah.
Right. Like I was like, I need something so that when I'm doing comparison pictures, because, you know, I was watching a lot of like the Fwoosh and how they kind of do things. And I thought it was really cool to see how figures, you know, scale with other figures. So I went out and I got the coolest looking wrestling figure I could find at the time. And the bug bit me. And to this day, now almost 6 years later, I still think this is one of the greatest modern era Mattel Elite WWE action figures, and a talent that was gone far too early from this mortal coil. But the Fiend, this SummerSlam Fiend is just incredible, and I think
figure.
I have no idea what that is, but it looks rad.
So Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, it showcases, I think, the skill and talent of the folks over at Mattel on this line. All the deco on the tattoos that are all accurate, the detail on the mask.
The mask is no joke. Like if you've seen the real one,
see it. Yeah.
He's got like dreads in his hair, and they're very clearly
down to like the hurt and heel details on the gloves. Like he came with this amazing like lantern. Kyle, as I know you're not like super into wrestling, but like his deal was that he was basically like an evil version of Mr. Rogers.
Sick.
And this was his like alter ego. So like the character Bray Wyatt wore like a sweater with like a collared shirt under it and had like the Firefly Funhouse and would do these kind of like Mr. Rogers shtick.
Yeah.
And if you pissed him off enough, he turned into this guy.
Amazing. Love it. You know,
I would even go so far as to say is the Fiend was pulling the strings the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm warming up to wrestling. I've always liked Macho Man ever since I saw him as Bonesaw McGraw. And so like that was always my entry point into wrestling. I think, you know, I had some friends who were very into the Hulk Hogan stuff, which is fine. You can like him then, but I think at this point you kind of need to separate art from artist a little bit.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
However,
that was the struggle I had.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I'm not putting him on a Mount Rushmore at this juncture.
I feel what was that reality show he had? Because I for sure watched that when I was in like high school.
It wasn't like
Hogan Knows Best.
Hogan Knows Best.
Yeah. Hogan Knows Best. Yeah, that's what it was. But anyways, no, I'm gonna probably out myself here, but I'm human. I am wrestling curious again because of one name and one name only.
Is it Danhausen?
It's Rhea Ripley.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's also a fine answer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like Danhausen, and I've like seen him around. He seems like a cool dude because he's like collects toys and stuff, but I've never talked to him. But no, it's the Rhea Ripley of it all that I'm like, okay, I could watch this.
Also, if you're into Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Vaquer,
both big metalheads too.
Huge metalheads.
So,
you know, she comes out to the ring in like demon horns. It's amazing.
Perfect. I want some kind of Rhea Ripley figure somewhere that I don't have to spend $300 to get a ring and a Rhea Ripley with, or something like that.
What is it? Elite 118? Elite.
Yeah, newest one.
I knew I was talking to the right guys.
Yeah.
So I got to figure it out.
The newest series. There's a great one.
Yeah, it's like Elite 116, 117, 118, somewhere around there. But one of the
hitting shelves now.
Yeah, you can find it now.
I'll look for it. Perfect.
So that's my 3, and then my 4th is
what a horrible tangent we just went off on.
Not at all.
No.
My 4th is a new acquisition, one of my favorite characters of all time, and I cannot ignore the fact that this is the best that this character has ever looked in action figure form. It is something that is that I've talked about ad nauseum on this podcast about, so I'm not going to do it again. But Marvel Legends Maximum Hulk.
There you go.
So yeah, he's just the best. I love him. I love this figure. It's one of my favorite figures of all time, and the best representation that we've ever had of this character in toy form, period. So so that's my 4. That's my Mount Rushmore.
Brilliant.
All right, Kyle.
I like it. All right. Most of my stuff's old. I don't have any modern stuff on here because
That's okay.
I actively chose to not have modern stuff on here because, like I was trying to say, like my understanding of the assignment was, you know, these are the founding figures for which all of my collecting preferences and principles are based upon after.
Totally fine.
I should probably do a modern one at some point, but then that's just, I don't know. I feel like I do that every year with the top.
It would be Papa 3. It would be
Papa 4.
2003 Turtle. It would be Art Adams Godzilla, and it would be Cliff Burton. Got it. You're done.
So you know you're not far off. You're on the professional one that I did. That you got 2 of those right.
Okay.
Weirdly enough, despite my love for Ghost and all that stuff, that is not the music figure I chose.
Interesting.
On that one.
Was it Cliff or was it Lemmy?
No. It was neither. It was King Diamond. King Diamond was the very first Ultimate I ever did from scratch.
Fair.
So that was like something to it. And then the other one was the 1200 degree melting Godzilla.
Okay. Also amazing.
So anyways, not getting into that, but if you'd like to see what kind of 1200 degree Godzilla magic Kyle Wlodyga can make for you, go to Wlodyga.com right now and hire him to do whatever you want.
Yes, it's true. He's
absolutely
the hottest
right now.
1200 degree hot.
I'm a freelancer right now, so
much like Godzilla was melting because he was so hot. Kyle is so hot in his free agency.
Yeah, the hottest free.
He's the hottest free agent on the market.
I don't know about that, but there's plenty of other hot free agents. I would love to work with anybody at this point. I've been doing some cool stuff freelance wise, which has been fun, but I realize I'm stalling like crazy because I don't want to like be embarrassed by my Mount Rushmore.
No, you're not going to be embarrassed.
All right,
not at all.
What I will say is that I'm just reading these in the order that I wrote them in. However, like the real Mount Rushmore, it's not a podium. It's not first, second, third, fourth. It's just any order.
Correct.
They're all equally important to the stuff that make me the collector that I am today. You know, on this adventure in collecting I'm going on. How's that?
Nice.
Well so my first one is a figure that I remember specifically buying with my allowance. Back when I was like 11 or 12 or thing. And I used to go to Walmart back when Walmart used to have figures I wanted. And then I went and bought it. And so my first one that I'm going to mention here is the Toy Biz Marvel Legends Beast, which is still to me one of the best like Beast figures out there. It's super articulated. I remember like getting it and being like, oh, look at like the jaw moves and his fingers move. And like, it was wild, and it was super crazy. And it came with the comic book, and it like, yeah, look at that thing, and it like, it sparked my imagination. I saw this giant blue monster looking dude, and I kind of knew what Beast was because I watched X-Men the animated series or whatever. But I was like, oh, this comes with a comic. Like I'll read about it and stuff. And it's like, it's not like a mostly promo. I mean, it kind of is a mostly promo comic, but there's like a full story in there. It's like a full comic, like a full kind of mini arc is in there, and it's really cool. And it was really fun to read, and the art's good, and I held on to it for forever. I don't think I have this anymore though, which is a bummer. And if it's going to be on my Mount Rushmore, I should probably get it. I think that's the other thing that we should vow to do is we need to all rebuy the figures that are on the Mount Rushmores after this.
Definitely, I'll totally do that.
Yeah.
I was Breaker is not cheap.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so Beast is the first one I'll
classified one.
There you go. Shouts, Breaker, that counts.
Shouts to David Vonner too. I think he was part of this. Yeah. Just these figures change the game.
For sure.
These Marvel Legends.
Yeah. It was a good time. Still talking about it today,
Yep.
Number 2 is something that I was a little bit younger for. And it's not the same one, but it's around the same time as when I first got that first Art Adams Godzilla comic. Started getting kind of Godzilla curious because my dad would go to Japan and like bring me little Godzilla gotcha things or whatever. But for Christmas one year, I remember I got this, and it was like, oh, this is rad. And this is the Trendmasters 10-inch Space Godzilla. And they've made all kinds of versions of it. Like there's this little 5-inch one that like makes noise and all that stuff. And there's like just like a little like rubber dog toy one that's like the same as like the wrestler guys. And I have the 10-inch one up there, but of course it's my original one, and it's like the crown is broken off. But just the fact that they went based off of the movie poster, and you got this wild blue rainbow Rastafarian looking crystal meth Godzilla was just super cool. And it's still like something that ignites my imagination today. Like I had to go get the Mondo Trendy variant of Space Godzilla as well. I paid more than I wanted to for that, but then of course I made one too because this was a very like founding figure for me growing up. So yeah, it's the influence on it has been a lot, like it's been with me for a while, and it's a great example of like what recolors and deco can do. Because like Trendmasters also did one that was like red and black, and I think they even did like a green and purple one too. But it's still like a beautiful figure. Yeah. And it's like it's like not even accurate to the movie, but it's even cooler because it's just this random rainbow deco.
So I wanted this as a kid, and didn't realize that like colorways, like especially for stuff like this, like it was like, I want Space Godzilla. I saw it at some point, and I ended up getting the red and black one. And I remember quietly being disappointed. I was like, oh, well, the one I saw looked different, but at the same time, it was like, okay, it's still Godzilla's still gonna fight him.
Still got Space Godzilla.
If we're to believe the rumor, Space Godzilla is coming to the MonsterVerse.
Man, if he isn't in this color scheme, then I will have nothing.
Oh my god, imagine that.
Just a full blue rainbow.
I mean, they made Godzilla pink in the last one, so
they did. You know what I would be cool with is if they did like a black and red or like a darker whatever that matches like the pink Godzilla, but like the dark version of it. That would be sweet. But the title of the movie is Supernova, right? So what if Space Godzilla goes into fucking supernova mode, and all of a sudden now he's like supernova, Super Saiyan, rainbow, Trendmasters colors.
Yes, and he just looks like a weather map. Like
it would be perfect.
Yeah, Predator Vision, Space Godzilla.
It does kind of look like a weather map. Never really thought about it that way. But yeah, shouts again, to your amazing work. That he's kind of sneaking into the picture here. But yeah, the Super 7 Ultimates here is this was on my top 10 list for the first half of the year. Incredible job.
You. So. There is something fun to it where like now anytime I Google Trendmaster Space Godzilla, like the thing I did shows up on Google, which is like, all right, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right.
all right, next, right? Still me.
Still you.
Okay.
Still you.
Okay. So this one was very influential to me. It's like one of the first times, even before the Marvel Legends, that I like remember trying to collect everything because I needed the whole team or whatever. And it is a Kenner because we're staying old. So this was really big for me. There's a little show on Fox Kids by Disney called Gargoyles that was really important to me as a kid. And so, but I remember specifically, I had all of them, like, because like Bronx had the like, which is the dog, had like the glider, and you could like pull his leg and he would like talk to you, and like they all had like the wings that like flapped, and like the Thanatos or Xanatos or whatever with the like the mask and stuff. But the one I remember specifically was the Kenner Gargoyles Stone Armor Goliath.
Yep.
Which is like probably one of the coolest sculpts in that entire line. Because for those who are not familiar with gargoyles, the whole gimmick is that they're stone by day, warriors by night, and they like when they like wake up and they like yawn, it like sounds like they're roaring, and they're like super like horrific because they're like these giant monsters that are like screaming, but they're like, it's cute in the show because they're just like yawning and like waking up for their like morning coffee, like when it's nighttime. But the sculpt on this figure specifically, because the gimmick was that it was like armor, like stone armor that snapped on, but then you could like bust it off, like in the show. Like look at the face sculpt on the armor. All of that's like all that sculpted, cracked detail, like because the figures on like the figures from Kenner were like they were fine. They were actually pretty animation accurate, like they're like the smooth shapes and like that kind of stuff. Like that's not a great Goliath face, but like look at that stone armor Goliath, like
menacing,
like, horrible, right? It's like,
and how like craggly he is.
Yeah. It was a great toy. It was really cool, and I feel like that type of sculpting, weird detail kind of stuff really influenced like, you know, my affinity for like mythic legions or other, you know, horrendous, very metal looking shit on my shelf. So yeah, I don't know. It's a cool one. I want to track this one down again.
Kenner loved those transformation figures back in the day, like the toys that had, you know, stuff that could clip onto other things, like
the Batman that you could turn in, or the Bruce Wayne you could turn into Batman
with the head would push down. Yeah,
with the as Bruce Wayne turtleneck that had the Bat logo on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember these pretty fondly as well. I definitely had Quick Strike Goliath because I remember the teeth bared face.
Yeah. No, yeah. I had the stone armor. I never got Quick Strike. I had Brooklyn and the bike too, and the bike is cool because that like whatever that like metal stone looking overlay on the front, the like metal face to it comes off sort of like the stone armor too. And then because like if you remember the show, it's just like this sleek kind of like forward looking like bike thing. It's really rad.
Yep, this was a great line of toys.
Yeah. And they did some fun recolors too. There's like an Arctic Broadway and like a fire. I think there's like a fire Brooklyn, and there's like a it's like a Minotaur somebody. I don't know. They got real weird with them, which was pretty fun. So,
it wouldn't be a Kenner line.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like none of them made sense, but it was cool. All right, and then last but certainly not least, this one's a little bit more modern.
Okay.
And
liar.
I remember.
So you're a liar.
Not by much. We're talking 17 years old.
Okay.
At this point.
All right. Okay.
So, I graduated from high school in the year that this came out, and so it was the first Comic-Con I went to, not in high school anymore, and it was a 2-pack from our homies over at Mattel. And I remember being very impressed by it, just because it was a character that I didn't have on my shelf. And it was right around the time, like I remember building out the teams and stuff, because this was like probably 2004, 2005 when I got that Marvel Legends Beast, the Toy Biz one.
Yeah.
And I started collecting stuff and doing the Build-A-Figures and like trying to get teams or whatever. But then I realized, like, I read 2005 Hush comes out. I get way heavy back into Batman again. And then from that, I started just collecting just like what I thought were like the best versions of characters for my display. So I had like the DCUC like Killer Croc, like that was a great one, and like the Penguin and stuff, and just like little ones. And like I think DC directed that line of like, because it was right around Batman RIP where he dies, but then like doesn't die, gets like shot with like a time Omega beam and goes back in time, and so you get like Caveman Batman and like Witchfinder Batman and like Detective, all that stuff. So I collected all of those, and so I was like really obsessed with trying to get like a full like my perfect version of the Rogues Gallery for Batman. And I had like plastic cases that I used to use on my Beanie Babies when I was like in 3rd grade. They're like those plastic protector boxes, and I put those in. I put the Batman figures in there like they were supposed to be like individual like solitary cells at like Arkham or whatever.
Very cool.
And I remember seeing this 2-pack and being like, oh, I don't have that guy. I need to have that. And it's the DC Universe Classics Clayface from the 2-pack. Probably still the best representation of Clayface. At least like when I close my eyes, like that's what I think of when I think of Clayface. Like it's got the like animated series influence to it, but like the sculpting and the detail and like modernizes it and brings it into like a little bit more of like a little more realism to it. It's almost like an ultimate of like an animated series Clayface. There's been other Clayfaces after it, but I still think this is one of the best looking ones out there.
Well, some of them you can get it for $75.
You can get it for cheaper by itself. So, because I just want the Clayface, I don't need a Batman. I got plenty of Batmans. Like there have been better Batmans since, but I don't know if there's been a better Clayface since.
Yeah, that's a really good Clayface.
So, yeah, man, it's and I was talking to a friend about it the other day too. I'm like, yeah, dude, I still don't think that there's like a better Clayface than this, and they agreed. So I think it's a widely accepted consensus that, you know, Clayface peaked in 2008.
Yeah, the most recent one looks more like I'm gonna make a Dogma reference. Looks more like Golgothan than Clayface.
The thing, and I'm like still on the fence because it's still out there and not too expensive. It's the only way to get Batwoman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
True.
Yeah. Yep. The other McFarlane. Yeah.
Yeah. I have the McFarlane like Clayface with like the big like slack jaw. It's like it's cool, but like again, I think there's something about this one. And I even had the DC Direct, the giant one from Batman Arkham with the like ice crystals on its back and the like, skull face and stuff, which was really cool, especially like playing that game and you like realize like, oh shit, of course it's Clayface, you know.
Yep.
Sorry, spoilers for a 12-year-old game at this point.
Love that game.
I will say that the DC Direct Solomon Grundy from that game is probably the best Solomon Grundy that's ever been made.
Yep.
So cool.
And it's got the poppable chest
and the heart you can pull out. Yeah. Anyways.
Yep.
Anyways, so that's my Mount Rushmore. All of that stuff kind of informed, you know, where that's the stuff around me. You know?
That's amazing. All of the lists. We all picked some cool stuff. Yeah. I thought there was going to be more overlap, which I'm actually pretty stoked that there wasn't. So, well, that's another reason too. I'm glad we didn't do the toy history one because I mean, Dave and I effectively sent each other the same list. With one difference, but it's like, you know.
And I think I changed a character.
Yeah, it's like
I put Transformers, Barbie, Hot Wheels, Kenner, Star Wars.
Yeah, and we had Kenner, Star Wars, Barbie. G.I. Joe, Real American Hero.
Yeah.
And
is that the 12-inch line?
He-Man.
No, and He-Man.
I had the 12-inch one. Eric
well, I think you have to put 12-inch line, but then I think that Barbie technically, it's like you're finding the origins. Like, how far back do you want to go? Because like Barbie starts all of that.
That's the argument that I would make. That Barbie is the
OG Barbie. OG
she's the she's the archetype for 10 to 12-inch clothed action figures, right? Like,
well, I think that she's the archetype for all scales of action figures because it was such a success with girls that they said, how do we do this with boys?
Yep.
But eventually they scale it down, but you know, your Real American Hero GI Joes, even your He-Mans, like all kind of take base articulation and styling and posing tips from that first Barbie. Like I think if you want to cover the history of action figures as we know them, like it starts with Barbie.
It's
literally everything else is covered by something else.
Accessories, redeco, play sets, vehicles, like it all started with her. Yeah. And that line. So I think that's why I would make the argument not putting the like original GI Joes on there and going with the O-rings, because that's just as influential. The reason why we have 3 3/4 inch action figures in general is because GI Joe shrunk down to those O-rings,
but then
not
started
until after Star Wars though.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
but the articulation and stuff like that was like you had the dolls, you had 3 3/4 inch action figures thanks to Star Wars, and then you had super articulated things thanks to the O-ring technology.
I didn't even put Star Wars on there for 3 3/4 inch stuff. I put it on there for licensing because it's the first time that's like you see it everywhere, and it's like it's the thing to have, and like, you know, what they did for licensing, it influenced, you know, an entire industry now that we have.
And then they made laws because of He-Man.
Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yep. There are literal books and books written about it, and classes you can take in college about in marketing. Yeah, based entirely on He-Man.
Yep. My like history ones were Barbie, OG GI Joe, like the 12-inch, Luke specifically. Because he was like the first out, and then He-Man.
Yeah. I think you can make an argument for Transformers. Obviously, I think you can.
I think that's I put that on there because that is cross, like that's like international sales and marketing and like that kind of stuff. Obviously, with the whole story of it being in Japan and this and like, but like you technically could even say like Barbie is part of that too, because Barbie sparks GI Joe, which then sparks Microman, which then sparks Transform. Like it's all connected somehow, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, and if you're doing it outside of action figures and you're just doing like toys, I think you have to put Hot Wheels on there, and you have to put Lego on there too.
Lego's like, a good one. I would probably balance out Transformers for Lego,
right?
So if you're just toys, just off the top of my head, I would go Barbie, Lego. I'm sorry, Eric. What did you say?
Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels. Yeah. And Nintendo / Famicom.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
I guess they categorize that as like electronics, but you are right that then more in the play category.
Yeah.
More so than Atari, because Nintendo, like video games were like poison until Nintendo came out.
Yeah.
Because it was like, we're not doing this again.
I'm actually really excited to see. I was very like cautious. I'm still cautiously optimistic, I guess you could say, of the new Toy Story movie, because I love the fact that they're leaning into like the bad guy being technology. Like I don't know if you read about this, but like the bad guy is going to basically be like a version of like a leapfrog, a leap pad, like a VTech.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to be the toys having to like contend with that. And there's already that one like short film that they did where like the kid gets the video game system for Christmas and doesn't play with the super cool dinosaur figures. But like I'm really like, I love that dichotomy, and like you bringing up Nintendo makes me think of that. Like how is it actually insulting to put like a Famicom controller on your Mount Rushmore next to the other toys? You know, like it's.
What, are you gonna put a Rob on there or something?
Well, no, I just mean in general. Like, do video games belong in that conversation, or is that something entirely different? Right? You know, like it's tough. That's a tough. Tough egg to crack.
It's only within the past, I would say, like we're talking PlayStation 2 era, where it's been seen more as like transforming to an adult. Playing.
I think Nintendo 64 is probably the last kid-centric console, and then beyond that, it all leans teen and up heavy.
I would say the Wii.
The Wii, you think?
Yeah, because
all made those family specific.
Yeah, that was marketed as like.
I guess I was 16 when that came out, and I was playing the hell out of it, so I think of that teen wise, but whatever I know.
Yeah, but all right. Well, those were some awesome
That was interesting.
Mount Rushmores. Good work,
Yeah.
gents.
That was a more serious conversation than I thought this would be. That was good.
Well, sometimes we
Giving
get
me a lot
super
to think
serious
about.
here.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But like not serious, like fun serious, like
yeah.
We're all about
Mhm.
fun's mandatory fun. No,
Mandatory fun. There you go.
so
like the Weird Al album.
before we let you go, Kyle,
Yeah.
remind everyone again, where can they get in touch with you on the internet? Where can they see what you're up to? And most importantly, how can they put you to work?
Sure. So I am on Instagram, Wlodyga Dude, WLODYGA Dude. And that's my main social media. I don't really go on much else because I am having a difficult time. I've been grappling a lot lately with, is social media good for us? Obviously it connected me to you guys, but it also, activates a lot of mental illness at the same time. So I'm trying to be off of it less. So,
Yep.
but yeah, so I'm on Instagram a lot, and I'm on Enablers on Toying Around's channel. This week is actually the Enablers, pre-Comic-Con Enablers. So we'll be there 6 p.m. PST on Thursday on Toying Around's channel as well, and then I'll be at Comic-Con at the end of this month, not this year, at the end of this month, talking, hanging out, and yeah, you can hit me up on Instagram. You can go to my website, wlodyga.com, and yeah, just hit me up. I got some freelance projects I'm working on now, but my schedule will probably clear up for you if you have something that's pretty cool. So yeah, reach out. I'm always down to talk toys. These guys will tell you that I've been bugging them to come hang out for months at this point. So might have been the first people I called of like, get me on the air when I go. So I appreciate you both. It's been a lot of fun, and yeah, I'm excited to figure out what's going on. And also check out Carve the Five on Instagram, which is just at Carve the Five online. We're working on a website now, and we're working on the next project as well. Hoping to talk about that sometime soon-ish.
Awesome. Well, we'll make sure we put links to all of those things in the show notes. That way you can go and click on them, and you can hit Kyle up. Make sure you're following him. We are super excited to see whatever it is that you're working on next. And we know we are, as Dave likes to say on the show, we are not an if podcast. We are a when podcast.
I like that.
When you land at your next gig, they will be very, very lucky to have you.
Absolutely.
You are super talented and a super nice guy, and one of our very good friends here. So we are super excited to see all the cool stuff that you're doing next.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you both.
Dave, with that, I think it's time to send us home.
Yeah. You know what? Send us some Mount Rushmores on the old Instagram.
Yeah, we should ask what people want on their Mount Rushmore.
Wait a second, we did, and
you didn't feed the Ilgrab,
and we can do that.
Hold on. There we go.
Hold on.
All
We're
right.
gonna real quick before we go.
It's gonna be a hell of an
now I'm gonna have to come up with a new ending.
Wow!
Jeez.
Real quick before we go, we didn't
do the final question either.
I know,
Kyle,
that's fine.
what is your Mount Rushmore?
Yeah, did you come up with a new question? I know you've had to ask me 3 times now.
No.
It was what's your Mount Rushmore?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Really it?
That's what it was this time. That's what it was this time.
I don't believe that. I think you got something else.
So we did post about this. What's your action figure Mount Rushmore? And we did get a couple of answers here. So
I'm so happy you can read that.
Shouts to Comfort 2487.
Some of these I wish I couldn't read, but that's okay.
He said the Mezco TMNT. That's all 4. It's just the 4 Mezco
all
TMNT. Right. Sean to the Max, longtime follower, gave us a real answer and a fake answer. His fake answer made me laugh out loud. 4 different variations of stick: short stick with handle, long stick with shoulder rest, bigger gun, stick with nice knob on the end, walking stick, and 2 medium-sized sticks that happen to be the same size, dual-wielded katanas.
Perfect.
Love sticks. The ultimate toy. No, but his real one was Spawn Series 1 Medieval Spawn, Marvel Universe 97 Ninja Wolverine. Great pick.
Yeah.
Shocker Toys, the Max.
Oh wow.
Another great pick. And Marvel Legends Walgreens exclusive debut costume Daredevil. So your yellow and red Daredevil.
Dude, I would love a modern The Max.
That'd be
Yeah.
great. Metal Face Killa says Mezco Vapor. That's one of the it's the blue guy with the spray paint.
Oh, I'm not confused. I'm just trying to read it.
No, I had to think about it out loud in my head. Mafex Daredevil, Marvel Legends movie Deadpool, and Maximum Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Cool.
So, all right, we've got from at Arthur J. Bourne says LJN Lion-O.
Okay.
Hasbro Randy Savage #1. Playmates.
That's this one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Playmates Raph and Kenner Matt Tracker with Thunderhawk.
Oh, that's a good one.
So
That's a good one.
little mask pick there. That was great. Let's see. Elijah 185 says Black Series Deluxe Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. It's the one that came out kind of recently.
Yeah.
Marvel Legends Maximum Spider-Man. McFarlane DCM Silver Age Superman. So that's that was the
digital one, right?
Yeah, the Fidgetal line. And then Indiana Jones Adventure Series Raiders of the Lost Ark Indy.
Okay.
Vince
Kenner Indy was close, by the way, too, for me.
Vince Mon Whatnot, just again 4 turtles. Lots of love for just putting the 4 turtles on the on the Mount Rushmore. Don't hate that. Let's see. J.R.
Darth
Perez.
Vader, G.I. Joe, He-Man, TMNT, and then he gets into his explanations there. Yeah.
Yep. Foggy Creations, Punisher.
Great.
Let's see.
Dylon, and Dylon.
Dev71 says Kenner Boba Fett, original Hasbro Snake Eyes, original Mattel He-Man, and original Playmates Michelangelo. I feel like that's like the Star Wars G.I. Joe He-Man TMNT. I think that's probably like those are the 4 like common denominators.
For sure. Yeah.
And we got one more. Levy Dixie 82 says Marvel Legends X-Men 97 Nightcrawler. Shouts to the greatest X-Men. McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman Begins Batman Super 7 Splinter and Super 7 Copper Kid.
Wow. Not a ton of love out there for a Super 7 Splinter. That's a rare choice. I like it.
And that's without even knowing that you were going to be on here.
I know. Look at that. That's a true answer.
Yeah,
no shilling
crazy.
Here.
That is crazy. Well, thank you everyone for submitting your
now
Mount
check
Rushmores.
the voicemail. No.
I checked already. No one called. No one called.
Not even Ryan.
Not
Bummer.
even Ryan.
Bummer.
Not even Ryan. Yeah. So now with that, Dave, send us home again.
All right. So I guess we got to get ready for the Ozfest draft then.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Best Ozzy impersonation. I can't fucking hear you.
Yeah.
Dave's
Sharon!
there we go. We all got one.